Welcome to lesson 2. Go ahead and fill out the front page, including showing your work for today's appetizer. All right, go ahead and move on to your main dish. Today we're going to be talking about decomposing fractions again and adding on to the lesson that you previously completed. So again, today we're going to be doing some work with tape diagrams while also decomposing our fractions, but into number sentences rather than just number bonds. So 5/8 have already been done for us. We're going to make sure that we follow all of the steps. So the steps were to 1, draw a tape diagram, which they've done here. So they represented it as a whole and they shaded in the 5/8 pieces. Then they recorded the decomposition as a sum of unit fractions. Reminder, unit fractions are fractions that have a 1 in the denominator. So this very first decomposition number sentence does that step. And then step 3 is to record the decomposition of the fractions in 2 more ways. So here's one way that they came up with and a second way that they came up with. Again, just a different way of decomposing 5/8, but no matter what, the number sentence should be able to equal 5/8. I'm going to do 9/10 with you. So first we're going to create that tape diagram. And it's going to be equal to a whole. But this time we've got 10 pieces to cut this into. And here's a trick. When you are dividing a rectangle up into different pieces, equal pieces, however many pieces you need, so in this case we need 10, you're actually going to make one less amount of lines. So for example, for this time, we're going to make 9 lines within this rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So doing that trick gives me 10 pieces. Now to shade it in, make sure we're shading in 9 of the 10 pieces. And now we're going to break it down and do step 2 by recording the decomposition as a sum of unit fractions. So each one of these pieces is equal to 1/10, 1 out of 10 pieces. And I'm going to take all 9 of them out and it's going to equal my 9/10. So that was our first way, and now we have to record this decomposition of the fraction 2 more ways. So I might take, maybe I'll take groups of 3. So here's a 3/10 plus another group of 3/10 plus another group of 3/10. Again, all equal to that total of 9/10. Come up with a second way on your own. And we're going to move down to C. This is the last one I'm going to help you with today. I think you should be able to do the rest on your own. It's just extra practice with this skill. But this time we're noticing it's one of those fractions that has a greater numerator than the denominator, which means our fraction is representing actually more than just one whole. So first, I'm going to start off my tape diagram. My denominator is telling me that this whole is broken into 2 pieces. And I'm going to start shading. So 1/2, 2 halves, but I've run out. I need another whole. And again, broken into those 2 pieces. This time I only need to shade 1 to get to my 3 halves. When we decompose this one into unit fractions, this piece is equal to 1/2. This piece is equal to 1/2. And this piece is equal to 1/2. So Still decomposing it down. See if you can decompose this one two different ways. This one's going to be tough because the fraction is so small, but maybe you can think about what we did yesterday. Is there a way that you can pull out maybe a whole instead of a fraction? Think about it. Take on that challenge. All right, you'll notice that I took on that challenge, and instead of writing 2 halves, which is equal to a whole, I just wrote 1 whole. So even though these look different, they're actually meaning the same thing. Turning to main dish part 2, it's going to have you guys do the exact same thing. It says draw and shade a tape diagram for the given fraction and then record the decomposition of the fraction in 3 different ways using number sentences. So same thing that you just did, you should be able to decompose all of these fractions at least 3 different ways. After you're done with that one, you can check your work with me and then move on to your dessert. We might have different answers due to being able to decompose these fractions more than just 3 ways. All right, hopefully you're able to check my work with yours and then get moving with the dessert today.